Hey everyone! Welcome back to Celebrity Buzz, and wow, do we have something unbelievable today. Kelly Ripa has just exposed her deepest, most emotional secret live on air. And what happened next left her husband Mark Consuelos in tears. But that's not even the half of it, because what Kelly said afterward shocked the entire studio and left fans questioning everything they thought they knew about the couple. Stay tuned till the end. This story takes a turn no one saw coming. The episode began like any other on Live with Kelly and Mark. The married co-hosts were in their usual playful mood, teasing each other about household quirks and morning routines. Mark had just cracked a joke about Kelly's obsession with organizing the fridge, and the audience laughed, the kind of easy laughter they'd shared for years. But then everything changed. In an instant, Kelly's face grew serious. Her smile faded. The sparkle in her eyes softened into something far more vulnerable. Mark, noticing the shift, leaned in slightly, a puzzled look on his face. "Can I say something?" Kelly asked quietly. The studio fell silent. Even the audience could sense that this wasn't part of the show's usual light-hearted banter. Mark nodded. "Of course," he said. Kelly took a deep breath. "There's something I've never said before," she began. "Not to you. Not to anyone. But I can't keep it in anymore." The cameras zoomed in. You could feel the tension. Whatever was coming, it wasn't planned. Kelly hesitated, her hands trembling slightly as she clutched the edge of the desk. "For years," she continued, her voice cracking, "I've carried something inside me that I thought I could just bury under the laughs, under the makeup, under the show." Mark blinked, visibly unsure where this was going. The audience sat frozen. "I've always told people that confidence comes easy to me," Kelly said. "That I'm fearless, bold, outspoken. But the truth is..." She stopped. Tears welled up. "The truth is, I've been terrified most of my life. Afraid that everything I love, this show, our family, you, could disappear at any moment." Mark's jaw tightened. He looked stunned. "What do you mean?" he asked softly. Kelly's next words made his eyes fill instantly. "There was a time when I didn't think I'd make it," she whispered. "I kept it from everyone, even you. I was sick, Mark. Really sick." The audience gasped. Mark leaned forward, his voice shaking. "Sick? Kelly, what are you talking about?" She nodded, tears spilling down her face. "It was years ago, before Live became what it is today. I was overworking, barely sleeping, barely eating. My body shut down. I was told I might not recover if I didn't stop." Mark froze. He looked blindsided. "You never told me," he said, barely audible. "I didn't want you to worry," Kelly said, breaking down. "You were chasing your dreams too. I thought if I could just pretend to be okay, it would go away. But it didn't. It nearly broke me." The studio was utterly silent. Then Mark stood up, walked over to her, and without saying a word, pulled her into his arms. It was the kind of raw, unscripted moment that television rarely captures. The audience clapped softly, some in tears. But before anyone could process it, Kelly said something that turned the emotional moment into pure shock. "Mark," she whispered, still in his arms, "there's more you don't know." The crowd gasped again. Mark slowly pulled back, searching her face. "More," he said. Kelly nodded. "The reason I worked myself that hard, the reason I pushed myself to exhaustion, was because I thought you'd leave me if I slowed down." The words hit Mark like a punch to the chest. He stepped back, visibly in pain. "Kelly, how could you ever think that?" he said. "I saw how the industry treated women," she replied. "You were getting more roles, more attention. I felt like I had to keep proving I was worthy of standing beside you. That's why I never said a word." For a moment, Mark couldn't speak. His eyes were full of tears. "Kelly, you've always been the strong one," he said finally. "If I've ever given you a reason to doubt that, I'm sorry. You've never had to prove anything to me." The live audience began applauding, slowly at first, then louder as Kelly wiped her eyes and smiled through her tears. But the story didn't end there, because just when everyone thought the emotional roller coaster was over, Mark turned to her with a revelation of his own. "Then I guess it's my turn to be honest," he said quietly. Kelly looked surprised. "What do you mean?" Mark hesitated. "You weren't the only one hiding something." The crowd gasped again. Kelly's eyes widened. "Mark, what are you saying?" He took her hand. All those nights you thought I was just working late or on location. I wasn't avoiding you. I was seeing a therapist. Kelly froze. The audience murmured. I didn't know how to help you, Mark said, his voice breaking. You always seemed so strong. But I could see you slipping away, and I felt helpless. So I went to talk to someone because I thought maybe I was the problem. Kelly covered her mouth, stunned. You never told me that, she said softly. I didn't want you to think I was weak, he said. But now, hearing what you just said, I realize we were both scared of losing each other while trying to protect the other from pain. Kelly began to cry again, not from sadness this time but relief. She reached for him, and they hugged tightly as the audience rose to their feet in applause. That moment, unplanned and unscripted, would go down as one of the most powerful in daytime television history. The internet exploded within minutes. Fans flooded social media with messages like, Kelly and Mark just showed the world what real love looks like. I've never cried watching a morning show before. That was real. They've been through so much, and yet they're still standing strong together. Clips of the emotional exchange went viral across platforms. The couple became trending topics for days, not because of drama or scandal, but because they showed something that Hollywood rarely does, authentic emotion. Later that week, Kelly posted a heartfelt message on Instagram. She wrote, We hide our pain thinking we're protecting the people we love. But the truth is, honesty heals more than silence ever could. Mark replied simply, You're my heart. Always. The post broke the internet. Fans from around the world commented with messages of love, support, and shared experiences. Many said the couple's honesty gave them courage to open up in their own relationships. In a follow-up episode, Kelly reflected on that life-changing day. Sometimes you think you know everything about the person you love, she said. But love isn't about knowing, it's about understanding. I thought I was protecting Mark by hiding my pain, but I was really just building a wall between us. When that wall finally came down, I realized he'd been waiting on the other side the whole time. Mark smiled at her from across the desk. And I'll always be there, he said softly. They clasped hands as the audience applauded once again. But this time it wasn't just applause for a TV moment. It was applause for two people brave enough to bare their souls in front of the world. What started as a normal morning show turned into a raw confession, a surprise twist, and a reminder of what love really means. Kelly's deepest secret became the key that unlocked a new chapter in their marriage, one built not on perfection, but on truth. And as the cameras faded to black that day, Mark was heard whispering, Now we start fresh. Wow, that was intense. From Kelly's shocking secret to Mark's emotional confession, this story proves that even in Hollywood, love isn't about pretending to be perfect, it's about being real. If you made it to the end, you've just witnessed one of the most unforgettable moments in live television history. Hit that like button, subscribe for more breaking celebrity stories, and share this with someone who believes in true love. Until next time, stay tuned, because in Hollywood, the truth always finds its way out.